Here you can see another American Milsim staffer, Russo, rushing JP to take him prisoner. Here you can see JP resisting capture. This is part of the Milsim immersion of enemies resisting their captors.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
What's his That's my leg.
Where's your intel, JP?
I lost it like the first semester.
Where's your intel, JP?
Zip ties on my back.
I've no intel for you.
Let me get a Mexico.
Get him over. Turn him on it.
Body center perimeter. Hey, zip tie on my back. Hey, there's a fucking zip tie on my back.
Get it.
Search him for intel.
Flex cuff.
Security.
Search him. Make sure he has no hidden weapons.
Yep.
Get his radio.
Hang on.
Hey. Oh my God. Search him for control.
Northwest of the 5 yard over.
Search him.
Flash, where's Russo laying out CP? Where is that over?
Good.
Top of the hex before I look.
Laptop.
Check your left.
Bolt cutters.
Hey, intel. I got both cutters. Intel?
I got bolt cutters. There you go, Candy.
Hey, establish security and start searching these guys.
That's clean.
Hey, hold on.
Get us the perimeter!
Hey, extract them.
Where's his mod patch?
Get him up.
Whoa, hidden pack. Oh, it's full.
Yeah, it's full.
Nice. Check his pants legs.
Hang on, let's get him up.
Get him up. Let's search him now. Get him up. Hey, search him behind cover. Here's his weapon.
Here.
Because of JP's unwillingness to be captured, the decision was made to flexi-cuff him. In this still frame, you can see Robo Murray's arm wrapped under JP's arm to keep better control of JP in case he tries to resist. In this still photo provided by Airsoft Obsessed Dave, you can see my arm is also wrapped under JP's arm just like Robo Murray's.
Oh, sorry, JP. Hey, Robo, behind the white building.
JP now continues to resist even more. I've now tripped over myself and have taken JP and Robo Murray down with me because of the way we were all intertwined with one another.
Ceasefire!
On! Ceasefire, blind man!
Here.
JP, you alright? I'm sorry, man. JP. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey! Ho!
Anybody that's not a professional medic.
Wait.
Back up! Back up! Hey!
He had cutters in here.
Let him stand up. Professional medic, back up. David, are you a professional medic? Back up.
JP, let me see your hands.
Clean guys.
Thank you.
JP, you bust your head at every time we go.
Hey, just cover that up. This is not my fault this time.
Let's get this place up.
Hang on, JP, hang on.
Dude, what part of are you not a professional medic?
You
got it. Just back up. David!
Okay,
What
JP.
part of back up don't you understand? They're going to have to bring a vehicle in. And you're sitting there on your
You alright?
The reason I'm leaving in this part about David is because this is a serious medical injury and players shouldn't let their desire for good or controversial content get in the way of helping an injured player.
What do you need?
No, we're good.
No, he just needs some gauze on there.
He needs gauze.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I
right, dude.
tripped. I'm
No,
so
it's
sorry,
all
JP.
good. That's why you wear helmets.
Spread out, move back to the cooling tower, push back to Bravo.
Got everything?
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, dude.
What day is it?
Pick him up and get
Sunday?
Okay, good. Alright.
Yeah, he's gonna need stitches. He's gonna need stitches.
right now.
Here, we have another piece of dressing.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Is it my ear? What is it? Searching for
You have a lack on your ear, brother.
You got a pretty good tear on your ear. Is it my ear?
Yeah.
Hospital, JP had to have 40 stitches to reconnect.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. No. Oh, God damn. Fuck. Now my fucking Fuck. Fuck. Come on. Ah. Ah.
So here's the lowdown on what happened. I was coming down this flight of stairs, and as you can see below me, there is a rung in the stairwell that's missing. So as I stepped down what I thought was going to be a rung, my leg fell through right here, and that's where the incident happened. So right there, my leg falls through right here. I get cut on something, but I continue to keep going because I don't notice it. This is the Providence William, what is that? Williamette Emergency. Yep. Hopefully it's not that busy. This is probably gonna suck. I hate myself for falling down those. Well, I hate that rung. Yeah, just had to be me.
Okay, let's get your shoes and your pants off.
Woo! It's okay, I'll blur that out.
Give me a number for your pain right now, and that's what I consider.
Probably about a 4.
Keep under your tongue.
Here comes the reveal.
Oh dang, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good gash.
Ah, fuck. Hit. Fuck.
And that's basically it, guys. Things go from great to terrible really quickly in any sport or just in life. Not to be depressing. But so, what I'm going to help you do is break it down, because you probably didn't get too much information from just his perspective. It took me a little while to fully analyze and figure out how it exactly happened, and allowed it to happen, because he was wearing full steel goggles, as the field requires, and he was wearing lower face protection. He did not have them lifted up, and he did not have any vents to them. So how did this happen? Let's break it down right now. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is change our perspective. Let's go to me. So at the very beginning of the game, you can see, if we pay attention to Jake's lower, under his eyes and his lower face mask, his goggles are completely sealed against his face. There's no gaps, there's no room, and his lower face mesh is seated underneath the goggles with a small gap in between. So please pay attention to that, and let's continue down. So the biggest event, besides him getting shot, was the fall.
Fuck. Yeah. Shit, there goes my flashlight. I don't think I was taking that off anyways.
You can see that clearly it was not a good one. Rest in peace to his flash hider and stock. Both will be fixed shortly here. But you can see, if you pay attention to the lower left frame, that before the fall you cannot see his goggles at all. After the fall you can see them slightly protruding through, and that was the offset of his goggles. They were pushed slightly up, and was a key factor in what happened. Okay, then he finds me and gets my attention, so clearly I turn to him.
I done pulled a knocky and no lock.
And let's look at my perspective from that. So what you can see, if I zoom in, it's very grainy because these cameras are not meant for that extreme zoom. There is now a gap in between his upper nose and the goggles, the seal of his goggles, as well as the goggles being slightly overlapping on his lower face mesh. Take this as a lesson. I know it may feel more comfortable or look cooler or fit better. Do not ever put your goggles on top of your lower face mesh. Your goggles are meant to seal with your skin, because that's a part of you and hopefully won't get torn off. And if you do, you have bigger problems. Breaking that seal allows whatever to fly in, specifically BBs or Bs, because it has happened. So never break that seal.
Ah, fuck. Hit.
Okay, so Jake was just shot. And now what allowed this 1 in a million shot to happen is the fact that the guy who was shooting at him was shooting from a low angle to a high angle, meaning he was about 2.5 feet above the ground, crouched in a corner. And I know that he was there, even though you can't see it on the camera, because I was also shot by him in the neck.
Hit! Oh, you cheeky bastard. Oh yeah.
And so I was aware of his position, and shortly following after, Jake was also shot by him, resulting in this. So that low angle allowed the BB to enter into his goggles from where it did, striking the side of his nose and then lodging itself within his goggles and rolling around for the rest of the time. Now, I gotta give massive applaud to Jake for his amount of control and calmness, being that he was just shot in the eye and instantly went basically blind in that eye. Only uttering a few swear words is quite amazing to me. He knew exactly what to do to immediately get off the field and leave and not trying to run around trying to find who shot him, but just to get off the field and address the situation. So massive applause to Jake. Now let's go look at what damage was done to his eye. Okay, so now looking at the damage done to his eye. So I'm going to show you a few pictures of his eye after being shot and his other eye, and just show you the difference in the color. So in the picture of the eye after it was shot, you can see that there's a large mark on the side of his nose. That's where the BB actually struck him. That BB then burst a blood vessel, and being that it was only like a centimeter or so away from his nose, the blood, instead of just pooling and causing bruising, it rushed into his eye, filling his iris with blood. Now this is resulting in a black tint, very dark hue to his eye. Generally, Jake has very blue eyes, as you can see in the picture of his left eye there. But so this blood entering his eye then caused basic blindness. He was unable to see shape, color. He was on the car ride home. He said he was only able to see light, and that was basically it. So in many books that would be considered blindness.